Old Agraharam has transformed over generations after generations into a not so great urban space. Most of these houses doesn't have proper light, ventilation. It's very densely populated. So fortunately, since our plot was big enough, we had the luxury of giving the minimum setbacks and then work on a central courtyard concept. Now let's go into the house. Hi, I'm Gautam Sitaraman from Center for Vernacular Architecture Trust. For details, chapters and PDF ebook, please visit buildofy.com. As we discussed earlier, see, this is situated in a very densely populated central Chennai, Nungambakam. So since there were a lot of wall shed between houses, so we wanted to do something like a more of an introverted design where the focus would be on the inside rather than on the outside. So that's how we started with the basic idea of a central courtyard. The design revolves around this center courtyard where we wanted to retain an existing well. And to meet the requirements, we just divided the house into two parts, where this wing will be just ground floor and the other wing on this side would be a ground plus one. So you enter the house from the west. So we created a sequence of space. We didn't want to enter through a car park and then enter a house like typically how it's done. So we always try to separate the car entry with a pedestrian entry. So we created a pedestrian entry with a traditional Padipura detail, which has a door along the compound wall. We have a small foyer, or what we call as a tinai here. So where they enter through a foyer with the seating. Then when you open the door, that's when it opens to the entire house. It might feel like not a very big house when you enter from outside, but the moment you enter, because of our open plan, where the living, dining, all the spaces opens to the center courtyard, it looks like a huge space where ideally it is for all the functions and ceremonies which happens in this kind of a house typically. So visually, when you sit here casually, so I can see the entire house from the main door to the living to the corridor which leads to the bedrooms, the dining here, and also the kitchen and the staircase which goes to the first floor. So that was the idea. They used to live in US, so they really liked the concept of an attic. They felt the attic was something which is very private and it is kind of connected rather than doing two floors. So just to understand this in simpler terms, it's kind of a double height. So we have two bedrooms on the left, where it also houses an attic on top of the toilets and the walk-in closet in the center. So from the bedrooms, we created spiral or space savers staircases to move up to create kind of two spaces. One is like a study for the daughter's room, and this would be like a office space for the master bedroom. See, the brief from the client was also, since their daughter was very young, they wanted to have a connect into her bedroom. So what we did is both the attics are connected by a door in the center, where in fact you can walk up through one of the bedrooms and get down on the other bedroom. So that kind of play is also very interesting. So we are at the attic of the daughter's bedroom. So you see the bedroom below, So here for the daughter's room, we wanted to do a parquet flooring. So this was entirely done with our carpenters. Our carpenters did the entire wooden floor here. Since it's a double height, we wanted to also add some colorful detail here for the daughter's bedroom especially. So we used a lot of the slit window detail with those old colored glasses, which you typically see in old houses. So we use those colors to bring in the play of, again, colorful light inside the bed. See, we can't replicate the vernacular architecture exactly how it was built before. So we always take the essence of vernacular architecture and then translate to today's needs. So we'll have to meet the client's requirements. So that's the first approach. So to do that, so we need to understand the culture and lifestyle. So that's how this attic came from, the open kitchen came from. Because this client especially doesn't want to be locked in a kitchen away from the activity of whatever happens in the house. So they wanted to be always part of the house. So that is how the open kitchen, open dining, living space came up. In vernacular architecture, we try to use a lot of natural materials in our core construction. So here we came up with the idea of using laterite and stone as the main core material for the entire house. Plus, we also used a lot of exposed brickwork as accent walls wherever we felt it would add value to the entire house. See, the idea of this is not just aesthetics. So it all stems from thermal comfort, the west being in shade, where we use a lot of earthy materials to reduce the heat, that especially the temperature, which when in a place like Chennai, which soars really high, this helps in a great way. And it also has its own sense of aesthetics. When you use it in a rightful mix and you don't overdo it, it creates that kind of a palette, very interesting for a house like this.